Hello and welcome to the Talking with the Experts online business summit. Get ready to gain invaluable insights from industry leaders, uncover innovative strategies and elevate your business to new heights. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a startup founder or a seasoned professional, this summit is designed for you. Let's unlock your full potential and drive your success. Stay tuned for an exciting lineup of experts ready to share their secrets. Let's get started. Discover how to reset what's possible in business. Paul Farmer shares strategies for growth, choice, and building quality teams to drive success. And my next guest is Paul Farmer. And Paul is a founder of Mentoris Group. He has an astute business mind with 28 years of experience, and Paul is known for his ability to simplify complexities, reset strategies, and deliver epic results in record time. With his independent perspective and strategic mindset, he adds maximum value to organizations and teams, making him a true business mentor and leader. With an impressive background in finance and strategy, refined in multinational oil and gas organizations in Australia and in the UK, Paul is the go-to for businesses looking to achieve massive success and growth. His expertise as a business and leadership specialist, business coach, and chairperson of the board demonstrates his commitment to driving results and helping businesses thrive. Now, Paul's going to be talking to us about resetting what's possible. Paul, take away. It's all yours.
All mine. Awesome. So I have slides, but you know what? Today's Friday, so I'm not going to use slides. We're going to have a discussion, and it may need some participation from you, Rose.
Wonderful. I look forward to that.
So first question to you, Rose. What does the picture behind me, what does that mean to you?
It's a man standing at a window with lots of colourful things in the background.
That's it. So interestingly enough, this is in my office in the city, and everyone that comes into my space, I ask them what they see when they look at that picture. Now, most will either be I'm uncovering the noise, which is I'm uncovering the gifts that I've got, which I'm not showing. So go back to Anthony's comment before and his presentation, the self-awareness of what's going on in my space. Then this is something that gets people thinking about, okay, well, am I trying to unlock the secrets and the gifts that I've got for others? Or am I wanting to shut up the noise because it's loud in our space at the moment? And so I had a client come in on Monday, and she came in and I said, what does it mean? And she said, there's so much noise going on, I want it to stop. So if I could pull the beige across and make it all beige, she said that would help me because there is so much going on. Yep. So we're not psychologists. We don't deal in psychology. However, being in the business space, 90% of what we do is relating to helping people see what's possible. And 90% of it relates to mindset. So we could jump straight into a business and what's making a business work and whatever, but generally the business owners, whether it's a small, medium, large, it doesn't matter. It's generally the business is a reflection of the business owners or the business decision makers. Yeah. So we help them unpack that, because that generally is where most of the issues come up when we deal with businesses that are either challenged or they're flying. We generally start with a conversation with the business owner. How do we create an opportunity for them to think about their space differently? Because we have a saying, nothing changes if nothing changes.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah. And so we also have another saying, which is take it and go, well, if we're not prepared to do something about it, then we're not earning the right to whinge a bitch and moan about not having the business that we want, because we're not doing anything about it. So, and to go to the comment that's in the chat, it's it's beautiful how when there is a lot of noise, then there are a lot of opportunities. It's how do you put structure around that? And we tend to find, and a great question in the chat, we find that helping business owners step out of their business, look at their business and say, right, what do we want this thing to be in 12 months? Yep, clients and workflow, financials, systems and processes, you name it. Then we spend time helping them get clear on what they want in 12 months. Then we step back and say, right, well, between where you are now and then, what needs to change and what are you prepared to take on? And again, going back to Anthony's comment earlier, the self-awareness is what is it that I'm choosing to do, which is showing up in my business. Yeah,
We always have a choice, Paul, about
totally.
what we see, what we don't see, what we like, what we don't like. How do we go about making all the right choices and stopping all that noise?
Interesting, because you're right. We always have a choice. And and I had a conversation with a lady yesterday who asked the same question. She said, "I've got so much noise. How do I deal with what it is that's there, but how do I make it resourceful? How do I make it useful?" And I said, "Well, I'll be honest. Most of the noise that comes into our space is our doing. We cause it, and we have for us. It starts with the questions that we ask ourselves. So, for example, something will happen, and I'll use the example of I was going to the airport last week, and a car came across in front of our taxi, and so the taxi driver had two options. He could just sit there and go, "Yep, cool, righto, someone else has changed direction," or he could do what he did and jump on the horn, put his hand out the window, start abusing people based on what happened outside of his space. Now, again, he had a choice. He could choose to either look at it and say, okay, well, that's someone else's space and I can't do anything about it, or I can make it mean something to me. So we have this saying, which is ask yourself a rubbish question, get a rubbish answer, make it mean something rubbish, take rubbish action, get rubbish results, feel like rubbish, judge yourself for feeling rubbish. Or we could ask a great question, which might get us a great answer, which we may mean something great, which means we take great action, get great results, feel great, and then judge ourselves for feeling great. What started it? A question. And that's a question that we ask, whether it's consciously or not. It's always us that causes us to go on either side of that spectrum. So when there is a lot of noise coming up, then you becoming conscious of the question that you're asking yourself, that there is the thing that's starting off which way you go down the path. Is it a great question or is it a rubbish question? And if it's a rubbish question, you're generally then going to start to head down the path of getting rubbish outcomes. So, for example, if we're sitting there going, what are we going to have for dinner? I can either go, gee, I feel like KFC tonight. And if I then go, I feel like KFC, but I'm on a health kick, how's that going to go? Probably not well. But if I ask myself, so what would help me stay in line with what I want to eat? Is it KFC? If the answer is no, then we start down on a different path.
Mm.
So looking at bit, yeah.
And choosing the path that is leads to enlightenment, so to speak, I guess is the better way to go. And you're right about rubbish questions, and and you bag yourself for asking a rubbish question, or
choose to, yeah,
or you feel wonderful when you've asked the right question and you feel good about it at the end.
Yeah, totally. And the beauty is the fact that we create it all, because we are the ones that ask ourselves the question, whether it's a good or a bad question, or whether it's the right or wrong, or there is no right, wrong, good or bad. It's just You know what? You ask yourself a question, you go down a path, and then you get to a point and you go, well, actually, this isn't what I want. So you ask yourself another question, which
Mm,
then changes. So to go back to your point, everything's about choice. We have the ability to choose everything, whether we're conscious of it or aware of it. Yeah, like Anthony said before, if we're not aware of something, then generally we just go through our filters that we've built up over time, which is based on past experience. So, for example, let's take the trade space. If we're looking to get a tradesperson to come in and do some work, historically, trades, and maybe not even historically, trades have been known to be overpriced, lazy, late, bad communicators, do rubbish work, the dodgy tradie. It's, and I work with a lot of tradies, so I get the generalization. But if our perception is that that's what they're going to be, then if I'm a tradie, I've got to deal with that to get through that to then have me as a customer consider someone that is different to what the past experience has been for someone.
mm,
And a lot of the time, it's asking a question. So, if I'm working, say for example, we do business strategy. So if I'm going to a tradie and say, have you worked with someone previously around business strategy, or have you worked with a business coach, or have you worked with someone to help you grow your business before? And they'll say, if they say yes, I'll say, what was the experience? If they said it was rubbish, I know what I'm dealing with already. So then it's up to me to try and help them see that what we do isn't the same as everyone else. Or I could just assume that they think I'm great and go down the path, and they'll get to a point and they'll probably say, well, that's too expensive.
mm.
Or you're just like everyone else, you're going to be rubbish. So I'll just keep doing it myself.
Yeah. And building a community of quality humans is one of the keys to ensuring that that key stakeholders in anything that we do
Yeah.
are surrounded by other quality humans. So how can we bring those quality humans and towards us and build that community?
Oh, we can be the example. Yep. Your people find you when they know how to find you and they know where to find you and they align with you. So I'll be honest, I've over the last 2 to 3 years, I've been really conscious about building up what I call a circle of trust. And that circle of trust is in Brisbane, in and around Brisbane. That's between 40 to 50 trusted advisors that relate to all the professional services. So accounting, insurance broking, marketing, web design, you name it, financial planning. So I've created for me in our space, we've created a circle of trust so that anyone that goes through our business as our consulting, or we've got group programs starting in January, anyone that goes through that, they get the ability to access those trusted advisors. And the community that we're building and have built, then people ring me rather than going to Google to find out where they can get a professional services person. Or if they're looking for a painter or a builder or whatever, people now come to me and they go, Farms, do you know yesterday? So a client of mine, he said, do you know someone in the HR space? Do you know someone in the workplace health and safety space? Oh, and by the way, do you know an accountant?
Mm,
And so over the course of 2 to 3 years, I've got to know the people, and you use the phrase quality humans. We have two rules in our space. One is we only work with good people. Rule number one. Rule number two, see rule number one. That's it. The simplicity is that if someone isn't a good person, you're putting your trust that you have with your people and you're transferring that to them. If they then go bugger it up, then it means that the trust that you had with the original people potentially is gone.
yeah, that is so true. I mean,
Isn't it?
yeah, to do with like if I refer someone to someone else and that person that I've referred them to, it doesn't do the right job or, lets them down, then it's sort of, well, I feel that it's a black mark against me because
It
I've trusted
is.
this person,
Yeah,
and they've let me down. I feel that.
yeah. But the big thing that comes up in that is the fact that we feel like we've let ourselves down because we have referred someone who's done a crap job. So then we've let our trusted people down by referring someone that hasn't done a great job. So you sit there and you reflect on yourself and you go, well, I'm the one. So, in the last 12 to 18 months, I've had two or three people who've let me down in that situation. And so I sat there and I thought, well, I'm the one that referred them. I'm the one that put them in contact with people in my space. So for me, I took that as being, well, if they haven't delivered, that's on me because I'm the one that recommended them into that space. So the whole element of owning everything in your space, whether you create it or not, just allows you to be able to take what's in your space and go, well, for what purpose has that created an issue for me? Well, it just means that relationship I had with that advisor, obviously I hadn't maintained it. Otherwise, I would have known that they may not have been delivering at a certain level.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, and it's really important that you can trust the people that are within your circle to deliver the goods that they have said that they will deliver. And
yeah,
it's important that that they make other people aware that they're trustworthy.
yeah. And it's your circle of trust, not anyone else's. It's yours. So all the people that are in your space, that's a trust circle that you've created. And if someone's not living up to what they say they should be able to do, that's okay. But they just don't get to stay in the circle.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I totally agree with that. I think and circles are important. You don't want people, breaking out of that circle and making the circle incomplete.
Well, let's be honest. Where you have a circle of trusted advisors that generally do stuff that you don't do, it makes it easier for you because then you don't have to try and be all things to everyone.
Yeah, yeah, that's
And that's
true.
that's what we find. I mean, we don't do accounting, we don't do legal, we don't do insurance broking, we don't do that side of consulting. So the easiest way for us is to have people that do that, and we just go, well, we're going to be honest, that's not us. We strategically help you, but this is where speak to this person, speak to that person, speak to that person, speak to that person. It makes it so much easier because you can easily go, no, that's not us. Not, oh, I've got to help them because otherwise they might look at me and go, well, what are you doing?
Yeah, and
Which,
stay
yeah,
in
and
your own lane,
the
basically.
tap might turn off if I say no to them. Well, this makes it easy to say no, but we're still helping them because we don't do what they do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Uh, um, Paul, people can find you on LinkedIn at Brisbane Business Coach, and on your website at mentorisgroup.com.au,
Yep.
momentummasters.com.au, and at 23publishing.com.au. You've got some event that you run on a regular basis, is that right?
Um, yeah, I often I run um, growth workshops. So we look at running them quarterly, and essentially it's helping business owners unpack what's in their space, what growth means to them, and how they can make it happen, but also understand what's influencing them in their business at the moment. Because in May this year there were 1,245 insolvencies, and the tax office are chasing $50 billion worth of outstanding debt. So businesses are being impacted by activities that are generally outside of their control, yet they still want to grow, but they may not be getting access to as much cash as they had 18 months ago.
Mm.
So we help businesses reset that. So half day workshops, I think they're $50 to join. And it's about being in a room with others who want to grow, but to get an understanding of what growth means to them so they can actually make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And um obviously within these workshops, you can meet your trusted advisors perhaps, or be referred to
Yeah.
one of your trusted advisors for a service that you don't provide.
And interestingly enough, a number of the participants in the group are the people that are in my circle of trust because they aren't they're business owners, but they're a technician. So, for example, IT specialists, they're accountants, they're lawyers, whatever, but their specialty is technical as opposed to running a business. So they like to get in the room. Builders. I ran a workshop in Perth and we had 12 builders and painters. Yeah. A lot of them, what do they know about running a business? Not much. But so we help them unpack how they can continue to grow, but do it in a deliberate way.
Yeah, absolutely. And helping other businesses grow is, we were talking with Jack earlier about helping, leadership. And, being a great leader is not keeping all the information to yourself, but sharing what you know and, helping others to thrive.
And then the most common question I'm getting at the moment from business owners is, how can I not work in my business? And we call it becoming a consultant to your business. And that at the moment, I've had in the last 3 months, I've had probably 20 to 25 business owners have asked me, how do I make that happen? Because I'm tired. I don't want to be doing what I'm doing, and I want to step back. And they do 3 things. They want to manage the vision, manage the energy, and be a mentor for the team. But at the moment, they're all on the tools. So we just help them, and what we classify as become a consultant to your business.
Yeah.
So we just help them see how they make it happen.
Yeah, yeah. And I think helping others to grow is it's got to be good for the soul.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Especially those that get validation partially from helping to see other people grow.
Yeah, I think that's someone told me that I'm a person who likes to be of service, and I think they're probably right. I like to help others shine the light on themselves and help them to
Me
grow
too.
and meet their full potential.
I'm the same. And everything that we do is based around helping other people see what's possible. That's as simple as it is. Everything we do, whether it's one-on-one, group coaching, whatever, publishing books, same thing. Doesn't matter. It's all about helping people see what's possible. So, regardless of the method, like you, I love helping people. So what is it that we do? We just help people.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Paul, it has been an absolute pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for joining me today here on the Talking with the Experts Online Business Summit. It warms my heart when people from other walks of life, other business types, want to share their knowledge in such an open forum.
And thank you for the invitation, and thanks to Susie for connecting with me as well. She and Troy are a powerhouse, and I know them well. So thank them for helping me be a part of it as well. So
yeah,
thank
Susie's
you everyone.
I've known her for a little while now, and yeah, she's always helping so many other people get on their feet and help their businesses get up and going and thriving.
I played rugby with Troy in 1996, so that's how long I've known those people. So yeah.
All right, Paul. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, Rose. Good luck, Manny.
Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us at the Talking with the Experts Online Business Summit. I'm Rose Davidson, and it's been an honour to host this incredible event. We hope you found the insights and strategies shared by our esteemed speaker valuable. Remember, your journey to success doesn't end here. Keep applying what you've learned, stay connected with our community, and continue to push boundaries of your business. Until next time, keep thriving and striving for excellence. Goodbye, and see you at our next summit.